Hello, all you tender morsels out there. Hopefully everyone's having an amazing day and you're making the most out of your life. And I just want to say that no matter where you are on your journey, I am so proud of you and I am so happy for you. And if you're watching this channel, maybe you're like me and you always strive to become the best version of yourself. And that's why I started this page, really just to delve into motivation, different topics that really inspire us and help us to evolve and grow and heal, get rid of the past stuff that's really dragging us down, and then ultimately shed that old skin that is no longer serving us and learn how to become the best versions of ourselves. So I created this page to share information and connect with like-minded individuals. Sometimes we're limited by our circumstances and where we live, and you end up becoming, just like people around you. You end up being limited by maybe geography. Maybe you can't leave and drive across the country in the middle of the night like I did to go live on the ocean and drink out of coconuts. So no matter where you are in the world, I hope that you are well and you are thriving and you are always pushing yourself to grow, not just physically, but emotionally and transcending limitations. That's why we're here. That's why we exist, I think, to grow and to find our purpose, which is ultimately us. We are the purpose. We are the reason, and we're here to evolve and then help others do the same thing. So hopefully you are having an amazing day and you've already gotten to tackle some of those goals that you had for yourself today. And if not, maybe this is your message to do something that's inspiring for you and empowering for you today. So a topic that comes up lately, I see a lot in the media and in, our orbit, our little social microcosm that we have on social media and in my daily life is, what is the difference between an alpha male and a beta male? I'm just going to talk to you guys today the same way that I would talk to my girlfriends. And I like bold, blatant, honest truth. I don't want you to sugarcoat anything. You don't have to pussyfoot around me. I just want people to tell me like it is. So when I do that, though, people tend to get really butthurt and emotional about it. And for me, I'm just always like, life is too short. Get to the point. Don't sugarcoat it. Just tell me what I have to do and I'll do better. I'll go do that thing. So I always just want to know. I want to get right to the penetrating truth of the matter. I want to get right down to the marrow so I can move on with my life because I don't want to waste time. Life is short. Let's not waste each other's time. When it comes to dating, I had to learn a lot of these things the hard way. I didn't really have a lot of role models that I wanted to, model a relationship after when I was younger. So I had to figure out for myself what were the qualities that I really wanted to embody as a woman, and what were the qualities that I was looking for in a man? What defines a man? Well, for me, I didn't know when I was younger what that meant. So I stumbled and I had a lot of really bad relationships and I had a lot of really great ones too. And I learned a lot from both of those experiences, the positive and the negative. I figured out for myself a long time ago that I need to be with an alpha male. And I know that that's not popular to say right now in our social climate of, feminism and the Me Too and the anti-men. We really have a war on masculinity happening. And I think that that's done by design. There's a lot of elements that go into that. And I'm not going to go too far down the rabbit hole in this video. I want to stay focused on what are the positive qualities of an alpha male. What does that even look like? And what does the contrast of a beta male look like? I think you can have definitely toxic traits in both men and women. I think in our culture, we're seeing a lot of toxic femininity with the feminist movement. I am not a feminist. I will tell you this all day long. I'm a woman. I'm a feminine woman. I'm not a feminist because that movement has become something very toxic, something that most, feminists of the past wouldn't even recognize today. It's become really just a war on hating men. And I don't want to hate men. I love men. I want to empower men, just like men should empower and protect us. So what is an alpha male? An alpha male is an evolved masculine man. Evolved masculinity is gorgeous. It's like Christ energy. Whether or not you believe in Christ, that's okay. You don't have to, but at least you know the story and you're familiar with the persona and the embodiment of what Christ was and what he represented, which is beautiful, gentle, compassionate, wise, evolved, non-judgmental, all-encompassing, all nurturing, all forgiving, all loving male energy. That is a true male. However, there are stories, biblical stories of him also embodying righteous anger, where he came in and saw things that were unjust. There's stories of him, flipping tables over and getting royally pissed off and putting people in their place when it was called for. And that to me is evolved masculine energy. It's the great protector. Alpha men are protective. To me, it is a man's job to protect a woman, and it's the woman's job to connect a man and lead him back to his soul or his highest calling of himself, his highest essence. A lot of times men tend to be disconnected from their emotions and from their feelings, and that's okay. And that's where the woman comes in, because biologically we have to rear children. So we have a myriad of emotions that we experience everything. And the men around me are very wonderful, wonderful men, but they don't feel nearly as much as I do. So it's such a great compliment when you have both, when you have a person, a woman who has evolved in her feminine and masculine side. She's not a weak, wispy woman. She can stand on her own 2 feet. She's learned how to become independent and strong. But also women genetically and biologically are very much more in tune with their intuition and their empathy and their compassion. So then when you have a man who is more alpha and more masculine, more of that protector role, and then he's also learned how to become balanced in his emotions and connected to his empathy and intuition, then you can have the most gorgeous relationship in the entire universe, and all of your friends and family will aspire to be like that. And, I didn't see a lot of that growing up, so I created it for myself. I had to really dive deep into what I wanted to create. Alpha men, characteristics of an alpha male, an evolved alpha male. Leadership. They will always be striving to, if they're not already in top positions like vice president, CEO, they will always be geared towards, self-help and self-actualization, self-motivation. They will always be uplifting others around them. Very strong natural leaders. They have a lot of great charisma, and it's natural because they are compassionate. They help others. They're humble. They are not insecure, and there's a difference. They know what they're capable of, and they know their strengths, but they also know their weaknesses, and they're humble enough to recognize those and dive deep into them, and they're able to transmute and transcend those weaknesses and turn them into their greatest lessons or their greatest strengths. More characteristics of alpha men. When you have an evolved alpha male, he's going to want to protect you. And for my lady friends, this is what I tell my sisters and my girlfriends. When they're in a relationship with a beta male, you have weak, wispy, unevolved, unchecked aggression. And that tends to lead towards promiscuity. These are men who will cheat on you, men who are not going to protect you. They're not going to stand up for you. They're not evolved enough. They haven't learned how to harness their anger and channel that anger yet. So it's going to be when you fight, it'll be your fault. You have, a lot of ego, and a lot of times these men tend to become narcissists or borderline, sociopaths. And I know this from personal experience. I've dated men like this. That's why it's important to go for an evolved masculine man, somebody who has really already tested his strength, somebody who has had to endure hardship and then was able to kind of rise like a phoenix from that. Somebody is able to, rather than just fly off the handle like a loose cannon and get angry at every situation, has already learned how to check his emotions and how to articulate what he's feeling. A man who is confident enough to feel vulnerable enough to share those intimacies, those things with you. That is evolved masculinity. I've been blessed enough, or I just refused to settle for less than that. So I feel like because I really was able to put my finger on what it was I wanted, I wrote down a 2-page list of qualities that I wanted in a man. And because I was able to really look at those in black and white and say, like, this is what I want, I'm not going to settle for anything less, I'm able to attract those experiences to me, whether it's by, you know, a lover or a friend or colleagues, or even just like in my relationships, like with my family, you know, like my healing and my ability to, I guess, like mirror those qualities that I want and project those qualities out to the world. You become a magnet for that when you know what you want. I see so many of my girlfriends struggle with this, and I used to in the past. I have dated beta males when I wasn't clear and I didn't really know yet, just from being young, lack of experience, lack of knowledge, wisdom, confidence, everything. I mean, that's what like your 20s are for. It's like school. You're just an earth school. You're learning how to find yourself, and you're learning what you will tolerate. And you're always like honing in and defining what kind of person you're going to be. And whatever you tolerate, you're going to get. So if you don't change, those same qualities are going to keep attracting, you know, they're going to keep manifesting into your life. So really knowing what kind of partner you want is going to be key in attracting a really healthy relationship. I have girlfriends who we talk about this all the time. And when you have a strong, confident man in your life, he's going to provide sacred space for you to be the most evolved version of your feminine self that you can be. So here's one thing that happens when you have a beta male. I've noticed this in myself and others in my past self. When you have a weak, effeminate man, and you already are an alpha woman like I am already a strong, independent alpha female. Like when I've been around beta males, like I will eat you for breakfast. Like it tends to bring out this almost toxic trait of strong women where we will end up walking all over you. Like I'm not going to respect you. I won't listen to you. I just won't value you. I won't value someone who's weaker than me, someone who makes less money than me. I need a man who is going to be a strong leader and my equal. I need a man who's going to be as driven as I am. I'm an extremely driven, focused human being, and I always want to be pushing myself to the limits to see what's possible on this short little turn, you know, in the universe. It's so quick, and we're not guaranteed a tomorrow. So I am always pushing myself to do more and see what's possible. And I would never respect a man that was weaker than I was. So I know a lot of strong women who end up, you know, because the man isn't fulfilling his role, he's not standing up and taking charge and holding the fort down on his side. So then the woman has to become hyper masculinized. We have to sort of like pick up the slack. We have to pick up what he's not doing. So now it's up to me to become the protector. I'm the one on a fucking ladder cleaning the gutters outside because the man isn't doing it. I'm the one who's going out and having to protect myself and having to go out and, you know, bust my balls working and earning an income. And that is just, it's not natural. It goes against our biology. Now, on the opposite of that, in a balanced dynamic of gender roles, in a balanced dynamic where you have a nice, beautiful, evolved, divine male energy, the woman is able to relax and quell her masculine angst. All of that anxiety and angst and over hyper drive, I guess, to fulfill both gender roles is soothed. And then you have like this deep unfolding of like a flower almost. It's like the woman is able to bloom and her feminine side is able to shine and come through. She's able to be vulnerable. She knows that the masculine man in her life has her back and is going to protect her. So she's able to become more of that gorgeous muse, art, beautiful divine goddess, like dancing in the universe kind of energy. She's able to feel soft, and she's able to really explore her emotions. And she knows that no matter what comes up, like her man is down and her man has her back. And she's able to really explore different facets of her personality and who she is. And this is such a gorgeous dynamic for a man and a woman. When you have two evolved gender roles and they come together, then there is no power struggle. When you have two unevolved gender roles, male and female, then there's always going to be an ego battle between them. And it's going to lead to toxicity and drama and hyper ego. There's going to be so much ego on both sides. Every man should aspire to be the most masculine version of himself. Every man, like my brothers have been through so much. A lot of my male friends too. A lot of the men in my family were Marines. So they have learned how to be absolute freaking animals, like beasts. But then you need to grow beyond that and learn how to channel all that aggression. But men need to get that out. Men need to have a healthy outlet. And I don't care what it is, if it's working out or if you love to play sports, whatever it is, you have to learn how to delve deep and lean hard into that masculine energy and then smooth it out like a block of clay, and you're always molding and shaping what that is. It takes a lot of intellect to be able to harness those emotions. It's a lot of work, and it is so worth it. There's nothing more worthy than when you are able to command fully your life force energy. And I would say for women too, lean harder into your femininity, lean harder into your beauty, into your grace, really explore that side of yourself. And the best way to do that is to find a relationship that you are protected and safe enough to have that space in. And it doesn't have to be, I know not everyone reincarnates for love, and I'm not talking about that rare odd exception. For the most part, we are here to be with a mate. It's our biological destiny. Male and female come together, possibly have babies, and stay together and have that strong nuclear family unit. I am all about that. I think it's the most sacred, divine right. Other than the gift of life itself, finding your sacred, holy union with your perfect mate, I think is the most gorgeous and rewarding experience anyone can have. And I think you have multiple soulmates until you find the right one. They say there's soulmates, but then there's the twin flame, and that's like your end all be all relationship. But when you have a masculine man in your life, you're going to be free to be able to do what you need to do as a woman, and you're free to, whether or not you choose to have kids, you're going to become a better mother. You'll be, if you choose, career or both, then you're going to be able to explore so many facets. You'll have somebody who has your back in life no matter what. I was just talking to a friend of mine about this the other day. He's a very conservative, old school alpha male, still working on evolving his emotions, and which is beautiful. He's already done so much and been through so much. So cheers to him. But now he's dating a new relationship, a very feminine woman. She's also very strong, smart, beautiful, driven, but much more soft and much more graceful in her energy. And at first, her emotions were kind of like annoying to him. And I was like, dude, what do you want? You want to date a dude? You want to date a bro? Like, you have buddies for that. You love being an alpha male, and she loves it when you are completely 100% in your masculinity, but now you have to be the alpha and give her space to be her feminine self. Otherwise, just date a dude. Why are you dating this beautiful, soft, gorgeous woman? You love her for all of those things, but now you have to protect her emotions too. And he was like, dude, so right, I know. So we're both, male and female, always growing, hopefully. Hopefully you should aspire to be always becoming the best versions of yourself. But I think we just need to give each other grace. And one of the most important things I'm seeing right now in our culture is that we need to back up our men. We need to support our men, whether it's mothers really allowing your boys to become absolute animals and then also teaching them how to polish, heal, and grow through their emotions. In my family, I have a ton of siblings. We grew up with a very sensitive mother. So my brothers have no problem crying. They're also absolute beasts as well. If I called any one of them right now and was like, I'm hurt or in trouble, they would come here and they would decimate whatever problem was happening, whatever was hurting me. They would become absolute animals, but then they would go back afterward and be the beautiful, sensitive, intelligent, wonderful, art-loving men that they are. So you can have both, and that's the idea. You're supposed to be balanced in both. That's my 2 cents. I think we do have a war on masculinity happening. There's a lot of reasons for that, because other countries, if they wanted to come and infiltrate America, if they wanted to come and take over a territory, you can't have strong men in a society. The strong men will revolt. So what you need ideally are a society of castrated, weak, ballless men. And then you can come in who aren't going to fight you no matter what you do. They're not going to come in and fight you no matter what. So the idea is that it takes about 15 to 20 years to completely emasculate an entire society. I think we have a lot of psychological warfare going on with all of our media, our movies, our programming on the television tells lies to your vision. We are experiencing testosterone has plummeted over 50% in the last 50 years. So, then we have like the pornography, which programs the brain and absolutely decimates testosterone. We have endocrine disruptors in our clothing, our even candles, air fresheners, household cleaners, everything you use and put on your body, everything we're consuming content-wise. It's completely desensitizing, demoralizing, and causing nothing but destruction and chaos. We have a generation that's weaker than any other generation before it. I just saw the other day that there was a recall of an advertisement for M&Ms. The cartoon M&M, the orange cartoon M&M, had untied shoelaces, and they said that it was causing the men of Gen Z to have anxiety. The men were having anxiety from a fucking cartoon character of a piece of chocolate. So like that's where we are. But when I talk to like my dad and my stepdad, they don't know what anxiety is. They have no idea what anxiety is. So I don't know what's causing this. And I think like there's not just one thing, I should say, that's causing this. But when you step back and look at the bigger picture, we definitely have a war on men happening. We are experiencing more feminine beta male energy than ever before in history. And we need to step back and I think regain control over our own lives, over our own emotions, over our own bodies. We need to regain control of our own spirit and recognize that we are being manipulated on a mass level, on a mass scale level. So the best thing to do, other than embracing your own divine nature, I think turn off your TV, detox your life from all toxic chemicals. Ladies, date a guy who eats meat. I'm sorry, like I don't want no soy boy beta. I can't do that. A soy man is not gonna protect you. You need a man who eats meat. Date a man who pays for dinner. Okay, I would never ever go out with a guy on a second date who made me pay half of my own dinner. First of all, Steve, do you have any idea how much work it takes to do this, to do what women do? Hair, nails, eyelashes, outfits, squeezing into fucking Spanx, strapping in our boobs, heels, walking around. No. Do you have any idea how much we spend on getting ready for a date and you're gonna make me pay for half of my fucking chicken parmesan? No. Only a beta male would do that. An alpha male is going to open the door for you, move your chair out for you, maybe put your napkin on your lap, He's gonna buy you dinner and he's gonna let you know that he is a provider. He is responsible enough and cares about you enough to want to take care of you. That is what you want. You want a man who's gonna take care of you. A beta male is gonna take care of himself. He's gonna be weak, toxic, and not going to, in the long run, satisfy your needs, okay? So ladies, be gentle on your men. Show them how to evolve with love. That is literally what you're there for. We are more intuitive. Our intelligence comes largely from our intuition. Men are more primal. Celebrate them. Let them be men. They are beautiful. They will protect you and take care of you. The right man, when you provide your safety and your beauty and your grace and your comfort and your wisdom and your intuition, he is going to evolve and rise into the best version of himself. Talking about a self-motivated alpha male, okay? So that's all I know for today. And we're gonna keep talking about this because there's so much more to get into on why we're experiencing this war on men. And it's way too long to talk about in one video. So, all right, let me know if you guys have any questions or if you have any experiences that you wanna share. Please go ahead and comment those. Don't forget to like the page, follow, subscribe, click the little notification bell so we can hang out all the time. It's gonna be fun. And yeah, that's why I created this page, was so we could get involved with each other and share ideas and communicate. That's how people grow and evolve. And that's how society really changes. Grassroots stuff like this, where people just share ideas. So please feel free to send me any messages if you have any comments, or even if you disagree. I also want to hear conflicting viewpoints. I appreciate that too. That's how we achieve, you know, share our common thoughts, and maybe we can have resolution too. When two people are in conflict with one another, when you share ideas and communicate and you're able to articulate in a loving, kind, accepting, respectful way, that's how real progress happens. That's how real change occurs. So please let me know and keep in touch. And I hope you guys, once again, are having an amazing day. Let me take you over here to look at some palm trees real quick. I don't think I can turn this around, but there we go. Here you go. There's a duck in the water. I don't know if you can see that. His name's Tyrone. There's 3 of them. But there's some palm trees for you guys. It's a cozy little day here, and I'm gonna go lay outside in the sun after this. So cheers to you guys. Hope you have a beautiful day. Mwah.